The network will literally, in my opinion, become the secure platform for delivering almost all forms of communications and IT. It will enable new business models. It will change the way business and government leaders think about IT. We all understand the importance of convergence, data, voice, video with mobility everywhere, the quad play everywhere, if you will. We also understand what is starting to occur. As information is literally distributed throughout the network with intelligence at almost every point, it becomes virtual over time where the processes are, the applications, where the information is stored. But for those of you who are experts in the audience on security, this also creates a challenge. And the only way to handle that challenge, in our opinion, is through an architecture much like the human body. Not individual products or services loosely coupled together, but literally an architecture that's designed to work as one approach that communicates openly across this network, and only the network can enable the touch points that are needed for this type of protection for the future. You see the changing times in terms of viewing that IT and the network will change their business models, and this is different than just 2 to 3 years ago. 2 to 3 years ago, they were often looking to IT to actually cut budget as opposed to enable their business models. So when you look at the CEO's priorities, their top priorities are around the area of growth, flexibility, productivity, and how do you cross-functionally coordinate or collaborate, if you will. But as they begin to look at this, there's also a healthy fear or paranoia about, is this going to be as secure as I need? If I'm truly going to run my business off of this architecture, as I enable these priorities, security will play a key element. So it doesn't matter what industry you're in, or whether this is a government or a private intersection, it literally is an environment where you see security playing a larger and larger role. And what you really see over time is all these rainbows of products coming together in an architecture. But what has to occur, as you already know, is security has to be embedded in each of these product areas. Security has to be collaboration across these product areas, tied it together. And together they have to act like a self-defending body that communicates and manages the various areas. The ability to reverse back to Cisco, and you can say, well, John, where does security fit in your strategy? It should be very obvious. It is the one part of the architectural design that literally, when you explain to customers, they go, I got it. It's got to be embedded in every product. It's got to be combined routers and switches content. It's got to be application. You've got to think about how you ensure the safe movement of every packet throughout the network. But all of a sudden, you also begin to realize the physical and virtual world are one and the same. You have to think about how does physical security tie to application security, tie to network security, not as independent pieces, but in a total architecture. This interactive experience will absolutely blur right into the business world, and it will create an opportunity for many devices, many new applications, but many new security challenges. And so the importance to understand is how this market's going to evolve. How do you get ahead of it in terms of this new life's experience or business experience that's going to occur, and what are the security opportunities and challenges? The most basic of which is that as processing power becomes virtual in the network, you won't know where your servers are. As the applications become virtual, you're not going to know what's resident on the device in your hand, the PDA, the Motorola, or the Nokia phone, the device that is a PC today, something that is in your car, or your device in your office. You won't know where that application resides, where is the information stored, where is it actually processed, nor do you care. But believe me, the CIO cares, and we care as security leaders. We have to understand how do we provide a pervasive security as the network encompasses the features of Moore's Law, which is a nice way of saying you haven't seen anything yet on what's coming our way. More devices, more complexity, more demanding users, faster rate of speed, inability of a CIO to keep devices out of their networks, out of their data centers. It's going to be a user-driven, individual-driven environment where security architecture is going to be enabled at a tremendous pace in terms of new applications and services. We are committed to you as partners, and we're committed to not only solving this problem together, but creating a whole new host of revenue streams and applications to go with it. But this is a complex area. It's complex not only in how do you design your networks to make all these security elements work together, but how do you change the process where you look the customer right in the eye and you tell them, because you know what's going to happen here, their violations on security will largely be because they didn't do the process commitments they should have done. And so how do we jointly go and teach our customers what has to occur here and how this market changes? And so the partnering is everything. It's how we deliver 90% of our products, over 90% to our customers. We must move from merely installing the product and, quote, making it work, to how we provide services and capabilities to help our customers be successful in a shorter period of time, and how do we position them so they constantly evolve? Because as we all understand, security is not static. What protects a network or protects a physical environment today will be not acceptable in a year or two. So how do we help them constantly evolve to this new set of threats and challenges we face? The answer is it has to be done through our partners.